Before we start today, Year 5, just want to remind you about the space quiz. At the moment, the standings are, as you can see on the screen, so Oliver is currently in first place, and then Sophia, and then it is George. But also, so well done to you three. But also want a special mention to Logan in 5W, because I can see from his profile that he is putting a lot of effort in, which I really respect. So well done to Logan as well. Good morning, Year 5. Today is going to be slightly different because I'm going to set you a challenge as we work upon our improved second draft paragraph. So the challenge is trying to use some items from your home to recreate the conditions that Tim would have experienced on his spacewalk. So in a moment, I am going to switch into my spacesuit and I'm going to have a go at a technical challenge using some Lego. So here we go. Okay, so I am now ready for my spacewalk challenge. Should explain my equipment first. So I've got the oven gloves on to represent the gloves of the spacesuit, which will be quite hard to do some quite technical and possibly quite fiddly actions with, so I thought I'd use oven gloves. I've got goggles on to represent the visor in the spacesuit. To make it extra hard, I've got my wife's prescription goggles on, so as I sit here I can barely see the laptop in front of me, and I've put a dressing gown on to try and block out any sound around, because I remember Tim saying that it was sort of a serene and calm feeling, and also just to give me sort of block out the sides as well, so I'm almost like I'm just looking straight forward because I can't see because of the hood left and right. So my challenge, and this is what I want you to have a go at, because I want to see if we can have a go at the challenge to imagine what it was like for Tim, is I've got some Lego here and I'm going to see if I can, and I'm already realizing how hard this is, pull the blocks apart and then hopefully create a tower with them. Now, this is difficult because I'm having to really concentrate. Now you've had a go at the challenge, can you write down some words to describe how you were feeling as you did it? Because we're going to try and use those now in our improved paragraph 2. Okay, so hopefully you have got your copy of your second paragraph draft with you. We are going to continue with the same chilies from yesterday because I want us to really focus on these skills across all 3 paragraphs before taking it a step further on Thursday and Friday. So just going to read my draft paragraph first, more to refresh my memory and be something worthwhile for you to do yourselves. Anyway, that morning my job was to research the long-term impact of space on the human body. I wanted to know how it would alter my bone strength, aging and my skin. My curiosity was getting the better of me at this point. Later on, Scott Kelly floated past in a gorilla suit. I could not believe it. The rest of the day was what I had been looking forward to the most, the spacewalk. It lasted nearly 8 hours. When I stepped out, it felt like a calm and serene environment. So I'm now going to try and improve that paragraph, focusing on the 3 chilies. So chili 1 is to write in first person and past tense. So this is a sentence that I'm just pulling out from my draft. And it says, my curiosity was getting the better of me at this point. How do I know this sentence is written in the first person? How do I know this sounds like Tim talking? How do I also know that it's written in the past? This is something that's already happened. Pause the video, have that discussion. Where are the clues in that sentence to tell us these things? Right, hopefully you will have spotted the same things that I have. So, first person, I haven't got I this time. So the clue is at the beginning of the sentence, that word my curiosity. So if you were Tim. And then how do I know it is in the past? Well, it's the third word along. So this time we're looking at that word was. My curiosity was getting the better of me. So it's not happening now. It's not it. Otherwise, if it was now, it'd be it is getting better, because it's in the past, it's already happened. So those are the words that I'm looking for to show me those two key features of the diary. Now, Chile 2, if we move on, is again develop cohesion with adverbial. So we want our paragraph to flow. We want it to be in order. I want some extra information about the things that Tim did. Cohesion is all about linking parts of the writing together. So again, I've got the same word mat as yesterday with my different types of fronted adverbials. And I'm going to see which ones I might use. And I don't need to put lots in, because you can go too far. There's a fine balance. But which ones I might use in my paragraph. So I've already, looking at it, noticed I've actually got some. See if you can spot them with me. So pause the video, otherwise I'll go through them. So I've got that morning telling me when this happened. Just going to make the text a bit bigger for us as well. Hopefully that is the whole screen. Oh, it's gone too far now. So that morning tells us when this action happened. And then later on, I can see later on, the clue was in that really. Later on, Scott Kelly floated past in a gorilla suit. The rest of the day, looking forward to the most. So there's a couple in there, just scanning ahead. Now, what else could I add in? Later on, Scott Kelly floated past in a gorilla suit. I think that's quite a big deal. So I'm thinking about an adverbial to go with the action of floated past. So what could I use? Certainly amused jumps out. Positively trembling with excitement, I'm not sure. Utterly joyous, maybe totally overwhelmed. Maybe I'm looking at adverbial of manner. So mysteriously he floated past. I'm not sure, don't think so. Without warning, that could fit, because it's a bit of, sounds like it might be a bit of a surprise. So you could maybe suddenly and without warning. Adverbial of place, probably not. Under the ground doesn't really make sense. From the other side of the space station, possibly. Frequency, we're not talking about how often he did it, so not sure. And we've already got a couple of adverbials to do with time. So let's go with manner, how he floated past, I think we'll add in. So originally it says later on, Scott Kelly floated past in a gorilla suit. Now, let's edit that sentence. I'm going to go with later on, unexpectedly, and what could we have? Unexpectedly and mysteriously. Unexpectedly and, let's go back to the word mat, that's what it's for. Unexpectedly and without warning, that's kind of the same thing. Hilariously, yeah, let's go with that. Later on, unexpectedly and hilariously, Scott Kelly floated past in a gorilla suit. I could not believe it. The rest of the day was what I had been looking forward to the most, the spacewalk. It lasted nearly 8 hours. When I stepped out, it felt like a calm and serene environment. Right, we're going to improve that part with Chile 3. So, this was the applying the language of show, not tell. Now, if you've had a go at the challenge I set you earlier, hopefully you will have experienced a couple of emotions whilst you were doing it. So the two that I kind of felt the most was the one on the left here, frustrated, and the one on the right, sort of that feeling of accomplishment, elation, because you did the challenge. And I can imagine that Tim probably felt something probably more extreme than that, because he was doing a spacewalk rather than trying to put Lego together using oven gloves, goggles, and a dressing gown. But we make the best of what we've got. So if we are showing that we're frustrated, we don't want to say I was frustrated. So let's see what I can do. The rest of the day was what I've been looking forward to the most, the spacewalk. It lasted nearly 8 hours. When I stepped out, it felt like a calm and serene environment. Now let's add on to this. However, as I started my, let's create a bit more space. As I started my tasks, I initially wanted to. Now, how do we look when we're frustrated? Sometimes we look like we want to scream. Look at this picture. He's got his hands on his head. You want to pull your hair out. You just want to let it out and get past that frustration. So I'm thinking, however, as I started my tasks, I initially wanted to scream and pull my hair out. Yet by the end, so we're on the other side of the screen now, we're jumping for joy, we are elated, we are happy, we are excited, we've completed this task, it's been a challenge. How do we write that? So let's just go back. However, as I started my tasks, I initially wanted to scream and pull my hair out, yet by the end, I stuck at it, and a wave of maybe relief washed over me. Then I simply wanted to jump for joy. Right, let's read that whole section back. The rest of the day was what I'd been looking forward to the most, the spacewalk. It lasted nearly 8 hours. When I stepped out, it felt like a calm and serene environment. However, as I started my task, I initially wanted to scream and pull my hair out. Yet by the end, I stuck at it and a wave of relief washed over me. Then I simply wanted to jump for joy. So here is my improved paragraph. Still some things I want to do to it on Thursday and Friday, but with today's 3 chilies in mind, this is how it's working at the moment. That morning, my job was to research the long-term impact of space on the human body. I wanted to know how it would alter my bone strength, aging, and my skin. My curiosity was getting the better of me at this point. Later on, unexpectedly and hilariously, Scott Kelly floated past in a gorilla suit. I could not believe it. The rest of the day was what I had been looking forward to the most, the spacewalk. It lasted nearly 8 hours. When I stepped out, it felt like a calm and serene environment. However, as I started my tasks, I initially wanted to scream and pull my hair out, yet by the end I stuck at it and a wave of relief washed over me. Then I simply wanted to jump for joy. I'd love it if you could send in your improved paragraph 2s to the Year 5 email address, remembering to have a go at applying the 3 chili skills: write in first person and past tense, develop cohesion with adverbials, and apply language of show not tell. Good luck, Year 5.